What if I told you that the recycling symbol on your favorite product packaging is lying to you? That little triangle of arrows has become one of the most powerful and most misleading symbols in modern consumer culture. You wash out your yogurt containers. You separate your plastics from your cardboard. You feel good about doing your part. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Most of that packaging was never going to be recycled in the first place. And the companies printing that symbol on their products, they knew it all along. Let's dig into the dirty secret behind recyclable packaging, because what you don't know is costing the planet far more than you think. Here's where the problem starts. The recycling symbol, officially called the Resin Identification Code, was introduced in 1988 by the plastics industry. It was designed to identify the type of plastic in a product, not to confirm that it could actually be recycled. But somewhere along the way, that distinction got buried. Consumers started seeing the symbol and assuming recyclable. Companies started printing it everywhere and assuming absolved, and the waste kept piling up. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, only about 9% of all plastic ever produced has actually been recycled. 9%. That means 91% of every plastic bottle, every flexible pouch, every single-use container stamped with that cheerful little triangle has ended up in a landfill, an incinerator, or worse, floating in our oceans and breaking down into microplastics that have now been found in human blood, breast milk, and lung tissue. So why is so little actually getting recycled? The answer is a perfect storm of broken systems. First, there is no universal recycling infrastructure. What your curbside program accepts in Seattle may be completely rejected in Houston. Plastic number 1 and 2 have decent recycling rates. But plastics 3 through 7, which cover everything from PVC pipes to coffee pods to those squeezable sauce packets, are almost never accepted, even when they proudly display the recycling symbol. Then there is the contamination problem. If one greasy pizza box or one unrinsed peanut butter jar makes it into a batch of recyclables, it can contaminate the entire load, sending thousands of pounds of material straight to the dump. Recycling facilities are underfunded, understaffed, and overwhelmed. The economics simply don't work in favour of actually recycling most materials. And then there is the darkest layer of this story: greenwashing. Major corporations spend billions of dollars every year crafting campaigns around sustainability, recyclability, and eco-friendly packaging, while simultaneously lobbying against legislation that would hold them accountable for the waste they produce. In 2021, a Reuters investigation revealed that major oil and plastic producers had publicly championed recycling for decades, while privately acknowledging that recycling plastic was economically unworkable at scale. They promoted recycling not because it worked, but because it made consumers feel better about buying more plastic. This is not about blaming you. You were handed a broken system and told it was your responsibility to fix it through individual choices. But individual action, while meaningful, cannot substitute for systemic change, and it cannot work if the systems we're told to trust are fundamentally dishonest. So what can actually make a difference? The answer starts with rethinking what we buy and who we buy it from. Truly sustainable packaging isn't just recyclable, it's compostable, refillable, or simply reduced. The most eco-friendly package is often no package at all. This is where brands that genuinely put sustainability at their core start to matter. One company quietly changing the game is Earth Hero, an online marketplace dedicated exclusively to products with verified sustainable packaging. Every brand on their platform is vetted for real environmental standards, not just marketing claims. They focus on products that use minimal packaging, compostable materials, or genuine closed-loop refill systems. No recycling symbol theatre, no greenwashing, just products you can actually feel good about buying. If you're ready to stop playing a rigged recycling game and start spending your money in a way that sends a real market signal, checking out Earth Hero is one of the most practical steps you can take today. The link is in the description below. But beyond your shopping cart, here's what else you can do right now. Start demanding extended producer responsibility, meaning the companies that make the packaging should be financially responsible for its end of life. Support local and national legislation that bans unnecessary single-use plastics. Choose glass, metal, and paper over plastic whenever you can. And when you see that recycling symbol, read the fine print. Look up what your local facility actually accepts. Don't let a symbol do your thinking for you. The recycling lie has persisted for decades because it was convenient for corporations, for governments, and honestly, for all of us who wanted an easy answer to a complicated problem. But the planet doesn't grade on a curve. It just absorbs the consequences. You now know better. And knowing better is exactly where real change begins. Subscribe for more videos that cut through the greenwashing noise, because the earth deserves honesty more than it deserves good-looking packaging.